Stop looking at the iPad mini you have right now and put your wallet away. Seriously, do not buy a small tablet today. I know the temptation is there. I know you want that portable power. But what Apple is cooking up behind closed doors is not just an upgrade. It is a complete reinvention of what a portable device can be. For years, the iPad mini has been the underdog. It was the device people loved, but Apple seemed to forget. That ends now. We are looking at a future where the smallest iPad becomes the most powerful handheld computer on the planet. We're talking about the iPad mini 8. And if the latest leaks from the supply chain are true, this device is going to make everything else look like a toy. We have to talk about the OLED revolution, the insane chip that shouldn't even fit in this body, and the release date that might break your heart a little bit. Let's be real for a second. The current iPad mini is great, but it feels like it is stuck in the past. The screen has that jelly scroll issue. The processor is aging. The bezels look a bit thick by modern standards. But the leaks for the iPad mini 8 suggest that Apple is finally listening to the die-hard fans. The headline feature here is the display. For the first time ever, Apple is reportedly bringing OLED technology to the mini. Imagine holding a screen that has perfect blacks, infinite contrast, and colors that pop right off the glass. This isn't just about making movies look better. It is about usability. OLED is more power efficient. It is thinner, and it solves the motion issues of the old LCD panels. But it gets better. The rumors indicate that Apple is shrinking the bezels down to almost nothing. This means they can fit a larger screen into the same compact body. We are moving from 8.3 inches to approximately 8.7 inches. That sounds small, but in your hand, that extra screen real estate changes everything. It gives you more room to draw, more room for multitasking, and a more immersive gaming experience without making the device harder to hold. Now, a beautiful screen means nothing if the engine driving it is slow. And this is where the leaks get absolutely wild. Apple isn't planning to put a leftover chip in the Mini 8. They are going to give you the hand-me-down processor from last year's iPhone. The reports claim the iPad Mini 8 will be powered by the A19 Pro chipset. Let that sink in. We're talking about the silicon destined for the iPhone 18 Pro. This is a chip built on next-generation architecture. It is designed for heavy lifting. Why would you need that much power in an 8-inch tablet? 2 words: Apple Intelligence. We know Apple is betting the farm on AI. To run advanced AI models on device, to do real-time photo editing, voice transcription, and generative coding, you need raw horsepower. The A19 Pro, paired with a rumored 12 gigabytes of RAM, turns this little slate into a mini workstation. You could theoretically edit 4K ProRes video on the bus. You could render 3D models in a coffee shop. You could play console-quality games with ray tracing enabled, and the device wouldn't even break a sweat. This shifts the positioning of the Mini from a consumption device to a pro device that fits in your jacket pocket. But power generates heat, and it requires space. So how is Apple changing the physical design to handle this? The chassis is expected to stay largely the same because, let's face it, the size is perfect. But there is a very strange, very cool rumor about the audio. We have heard that Apple might ditch the traditional speaker holes. Instead, they could use a vibration-based speaker system. This is technology where the actuators vibrate the display or the chassis itself to create sound. Why do this? It improves water resistance. No holes means no water getting in. It also makes the device more durable. And surprisingly, it can create a more immersive soundstage because the sound comes directly from the screen, right at your face. It is the kind of futuristic innovation that Apple loves to sneak into their products. Let's talk about connectivity because in 2026, speed is everything. The iPad Mini 8 is expected to launch with Wi-Fi 7. If you haven't used Wi-Fi 7 yet, it is a game changer. It offers lower latency and massive bandwidth. If you're a gamer streaming titles from the cloud, or if you're using Sidecar to use your Mini as a second monitor for your Mac, Wi-Fi 7 makes the connection feel like a physical wire. We are also looking at Bluetooth 6 for better connection to your AirPods and precision finding for your accessories. And of course, there will be a 5G cellular model. Apple knows that the whole point of the Mini is portability. You take it everywhere. Having instant, high-speed internet access without hunting for Wi-Fi is a core part of the experience. The port will obviously remain USB-C, ensuring you can use all your dongles, SSDs, and chargers from your MacBook and iPhone. While we probably won't see Thunderbolt speeds, Apple likes to keep that for the Pro models. The USB speed will be more than enough for transferring huge files. So, when can you actually buy this thing? This is the part that requires some patience. The leaks point to a launch in Q3 2026. That feels like a long time from now. It likely lines up with the iPhone 18 event. This timing makes sense if they really are waiting for the A19 Pro chip. They can't release the chip in an iPad before it hits the flagship iPhone. This delay tells us something important about Apple's strategy. They're done doing minor refreshes for the Mini. They aren't just going to bump the specs slightly and call it a day. They are waiting until the technology is ready to deliver a massive generational leap. They want the Mini 8 to be a device you keep for 5 or 6 years. Then there's the price. Innovation is expensive. OLED panels are expensive. The A19 Pro chip is expensive. However, Apple knows the Mini occupies a specific price bracket. The estimates suggest a starting price of around $599. Yes, that is a premium price tag. It is higher than the base model iPad. But you have to look at what you are getting. You aren't buying a budget tablet. You are buying the most powerful small computer ever made. If you compare it to the iPad Pro, it is a bargain. If you compare it to a high-end gaming handheld, it offers way more utility. For students, for pilots, for doctors, for creative professionals who need a digital notebook, $599 is a sweet spot for a device that does literally everything. We also need to consider the ecosystem impact. The iPad Mini 8 isn't just a standalone device. It is the ultimate companion. With the A19 chip, the integration with your Mac and iPhone will be seamless. Universal control will work instantly. You can copy a photo on your iPhone and paste it onto your mini canvas in a split second. The improved neural engine will make Siri actually useful. And let's not forget the Apple Pencil. The Mini 8 will certainly support the Apple Pencil Pro with the squeeze gestures and the barrel roll. This makes it the ultimate digital sketchbook. Artists love the Mini because it feels like a real notebook. Adding a 120Hz OLED screen to that experience will make the ink feel like it is flowing directly from the tip of the pencil. There's one more thing to consider: the competition, or rather, the lack of it. Nobody else is making a high-performance small tablet. Android tablets are either huge or cheap and slow. Windows handhelds are for gaming, not productivity. Apple owns this corner of the market. They could have been lazy. They could have just given us a better screen and called it a day. But the fact that they are targeting the A19 Pro chip shows that they respect the Mini user base. They know that Mini users are often their most loyal, most Pro customers. They are the ones who buy the heavy apps. They are the ones who use the device for work. So should you wait? If you need a tablet today, for school or work, the current Mini is fine. It gets the job done. But if you can hold out, if you can make do with what you have for a little longer, the iPad Mini 8 is going to be a revelation. It is the device that fulfills the original promise of the iPad. It is a piece of magical glass that can be anything you want it to be. It is a console. It is a TV. It is a book. It is a canvas. And it fits in your pocket. The combination of OLED and 19 Pro and that refined design is going to make this the most sought-after gadget of 2026. If you like the video, subscribe, share the video, and hit the bell icon like that. In my honest opinion, this is the iPad we have all been dreaming of. The screen upgrade alone is worth the price of admission, but putting a flagship chip in a body that's small is a flex that only Apple can pull off. I will definitely be pre-ordering one the second it goes live. Thanks for watching.